set or not.
All right, here we go. Okay. I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the town council. Those of you who desire to do so, please join me and stand and for the prayer and pledge. Teresa, would you lead us in prayer, please?
Sure. Father, we come before in the name of Jesus, and Father, we just give you thanksgiving and praise for this evening, and thank you for the ones that are here in attendance here in the building, and thank you for the ones that are viewing online. And Father, just pray that you'll just give us wisdom and guidance in all things, and lead us in the right direction to go, and help us to make right decisions that will better the town, Father. Father, I just pray that you'll just continue to keep your hand upon us and continue to bless us and to keep us. And Father, we just want to give you all the honor and the glory and the praise for it all. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Lead us in the pledge, Mike, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Please let the record show that council was in full attendance. Next item on the agenda is the approval of meeting minutes. First up, we have March 21st, 2022.
I couldn't find that thing you were telling me about. The number, I couldn't find that.
Oh, the correction, I can show it to you.
But, there is one thing I need to add, which I'm assuming I can just add it now and then we can sign it. Because I couldn't hear. It was the, on the 21st, where, with the, church asking to, the revival.
Okay.
I couldn't hear any of it. I wasn't sure if we charged them or what. I didn't know what was said with that. Where's Ruth?
I think the only thing she mentioned was that they had to provide their own insurance,
Was that it?
as we were an add-on for insurance.
Okay.
I believe so.
And we
Yeah.
we didn't charge them?
No.
I couldn't remember what we did last year. Okay.
They've never contacted me again, so I'm
Okay.
not sure if it's a go or not.
Yeah, that's, oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
So is that a change?
I have to write that in and
Okay.
then we can sign it afterwards. That'll be and then the one thing where I
Yeah,
did put enough zeros.
Okay.
yeah, there was just one little typo. I sent it to her.
Okay.
Just needed an extra zero.
Council have any other changes for the March 21 minutes? Okay. Hearing none, do I have a motion to accept the March 21st minutes?
I'll make a motion.
A motion from Mr. McGee, we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second from Councilperson Bass, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda are the April 4th, 2022 minutes of a special meeting.
They're there. They're just they're on the back of the I believe they're on the back of the oh no, the fourth or the on the front.
Okay. Okay, has everyone had a chance to review the April 4th, 2022 minutes? And if
Yes.
so, any noted changes? Okay, hearing none, do I have a motion to accept the April 4th minutes?
I make a motion.
I have a motion from Councilperson Long. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Councilperson Skeens. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And third set of minutes, April 8th, 2022. Okay, this was a special meeting as
Those
well.
on the very back of your stuff on the very back.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's on the.
No,
that's
no,
four.
keep going.
Gotcha. All right. I'm there.
Okay. Give you a second to note any changes. Okay, hearing none, do I have a motion to accept the April 8th minutes?
I'll make a motion.
Motion from Mr. McGee, do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilperson Long. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Gonna skip around just a little bit. Brian Humphries is going to be here very shortly, so he has a very comprehensive report to give us on his efforts. So anyway, we'll skip that report for a moment and continue with the infrastructure and the street department. Brian, you have a report, please? Okay.
Oh, God. He did it. He dropped them and didn't know which ones were which.
Oh.
Wrong end there, Tony. We have more issues out of that mic.
I've got to get some new ones. I just got to figure out how to connect them to that.
Just talk loud.
Yeah, you can grab Mike's mic.
All right. Make sure this one's on.
Hey, John.
All right. First thing, evening, Mayor, council members. Appreciate everything you do for us and the town. I got just a few things here. Not very much, but just a few. We started the cleaning of the storm drains. We started on that end of town, and we came from 81st all the way to 87th. So it's gonna be slow going, but we'll get there. But my plan is one to do everything down in town here, and then we'll move up, because if we don't get it clean here, you get it cleaned up there, it ain't going anywhere. So try to get it all flowing downhill, and we should be good. It's gonna take a little while, but we'll get there. And another thing, we're going to tomorrow we're going to go up and see exactly what we're going to need on Curry Holler. Now we got an excavator, so we're going to get up there tomorrow and see exactly what we're going to have to do and go from there. And correct me if I'm wrong, Dave. We want to. Didn't we say we was going to maybe talk to Terry Moran about us putting the right size in so we can just build off of that instead of just patching?
Yeah, I mean, the idea was not to simply, tackle something and something that's gonna be replaced, immediately, hopefully, with any other project, but do at least that segment correctly,
Right.
the best we can, and
Right.
that would be in keeping with the long-term plan, so, yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can coordinate that with Terry if they, with permission with you guys. That would be fine. I could do that.
Okay.
And also too, we got some trees down on Bill Wells that we need to take a look at. There's a couple of them that's in pretty bad shape. I was talking to Tony before the meeting started here. I think what we may do is, since we still got that man lift, I think we might go down there and see if we can try to do them ourselves and just top them, and then that way we won't have that expense. And we'll try to take care of that since we got the man lift.
Okay.
So that takes care of that one. And Curry Holler, and the only other thing that I have, I was talking to Mayor Fletcher today over at Bell, and they actually have a street sweeper. And so I'm going to try to kind of beg and borrow and all that stuff and try to get him to bring their street sweeper over here. In turn, we may take some of our equipment over there, kind of work together and try to get it done until we can figure out what we're going to do about the street sweeper. So, they just got theirs running just a couple days ago, and then he's gonna run it for a few days and make sure it's gonna be all right before he brings it over. But I'm hoping to get that done as soon as we can.
Right.
So, but other than that, unless you guys have any questions, that's, that don't sound like a lot, but that's a whole lot right there that,
No.
it's just a few bullet points, but it's a lot of work right there.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot
So,
of,
yeah,
real estate.
yeah.
I have a question on that, on the street sweeper.
Mm-hmm.
Are we able to get that like in the evening time when there's not so much stuff parked on the side of the road at the businesses? Would that be an
That's
option?
when it would be ideal.
Yeah,
I can,
Or can you not just go through and put up, we can put up plenty of notice on the things and we can put out cones and,
flyers, yeah, or whatever.
but then the day of the,
Yeah.
put out cones. If you do it early in the morning too,
Yeah.
real early.
I'll get with Dave and see what, what he can work out first. Cause like I said, I just talked to him for the first time today.
Yeah.
So this is still just in the making. So, but whenever I talk to him, I'll forward my information to you guys, and then we'll try to work it out from there.
Yeah, 'cause
It's not a done deal, but it's looking pretty promising. So
But you're right, but if you do it like
early in the
early,
morning
like
or,
6,
or in
like
the
when you
evening.
first come in, evening down through there, you'll have a lot more like at the tattoo shop and different stuff.
Well, he's usually gone by about 7:30.
I know sometimes I see that, but, well, they don't have to come out at 7:30. They could do it at 6 o'clock in the morning and,
That's possible.
Let him talk to Dave first, and then we'll go from
yeah,
there.
cause
Oh,
we'll-
yeah, I would just,
yeah, I'm in.
Which if we stopped in and talked to Paul, he would park on the side there
Oh, yeah.
at Long John's.
oh, yeah, but I'm
Yeah,
just
we're,
saying.
we're actually gonna have to make up a flyer anyway, cause, there's a couple streets that we're gonna have to, that we can't
Yeah.
get our back truck down, with the cars and stuff, so we're gonna have to, I'm gonna try to maybe coordinate a little bit of that with Chuck and try to get that done. But other than that, I mean, that's really all I have, unless you guys got something else for me.
I can't think of anything else.
All right, thank
Thanks,
you
Brian.
guys.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it. Next on the agenda is a resolution approving an MOU between the town of Marmet and Kanawha County Commission. This is in regard to our demolition project. And I think really we've got three items on here that are related. So if I could, I might ask Mr. Humphreys if we could maybe start with the general code enforcement update and then maybe have, that one's
Yeah,
dead.
that one's working now.
Yeah.
He's got that
Oh, he's
working
got
now.
it good?
Yeah, Tony got it.
Oh, okay. Would you turn the lights on, Tony,
Oh, yeah, the lights, yeah.
please? I'm having trouble seeing back there. See, he's there.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Okay.
So I'm starting to get my bearings with the code enforcement, and been giving a lot of warning to people who have been letting their grass grow too high. Of course, it's just starting to get grass mowing season, and unfortunately, we had a couple rainy weekend days recently too. So, trying to be a little forgiving of that. And I've noticed that through the week, a lot of the people who have who've been advised that they needed to get their grass mowed, or who just noticed it on their own, even if without a prompting, have got that taken care of. Trash, I'm trying to work out with the junk that's laying in yards. As we identify problems, I'm trying to encourage people to get something done about that. And I'm also looking to see if there are any volunteers that we can connect them with, some local organizations that might be able to help haul things if that's a problem. If the issue is just transporting it away or not being able to have the means of paying to have the city come and pick it up, if there's an alternative of somebody else in town. So I'm trying to coordinate that. But ultimately, that would involve just saying, hey, call this person, and connecting the two of them, and then the town staying out of it, so that way there's not some effort on the part of the government to try to help certain people, but then not helping others who do have the means and do have the opportunity to go ahead and find the money and scrape it together and arrange a Saturday to get a pickup done, or to have somebody come by with a pickup truck and take things away from them. But in some cases, it is genuinely a case of need. Or at least it appears to be so from my perspective. And if there's someone in town who's willing to come and do that for them, and they've expressed that to us, and we can connect them, and then we back away from it, then at least then the problem gets solved, somebody else is helping out and doing a charitable act, and that's good. And the person who's in need has their need taken care of for them. So that seems to be a reasonable way of solving that. So I'm hoping for a couple, maybe just another 2 weeks or so until we have the cleanup at least, and then start issuing some citations on that after the fact, after people have failed to take advantage of having somebody else help them, and also failed to do it themselves on the day when it's free to dispose of items for most items at the cleanup. So
Sounds good. And too, we might note that we did send in the provisional application to the fire marshal, so this will give Mr. Humphrey some time to become more acclimated and to ultimately be certified. But so we are making progress in that regard. And if I might skip to the discussion from the Property Maintenance Board and then follow up with your work that you've prepared, for the demolition. That's okay. Rich, I don't know, did you want to speak to the Property Maintenance Board, or do you want me just to? Okay. Okay. Property Maintenance Board met and considered the submissions that council made to the Property Maintenance Board regarding potential structures for demolition and inclusion in the county project, the upcoming county project. And the Maintenance Board reviewed what was submitted and ranked the structures from 1 to, I believe, 11, maybe 10, for which apparently needed to be demolished, and subsequently submitted that list to Mr. Humphreys for follow-up. And what he has done, and he can speak to this much better than I, he's put together, I would call it a portfolio of what we would suggest to be included in our list for Marmet, and those will be, the photos were included, but I believe that Mr. Humphreys can expand. He took additional photos. I think 5 minimum were required per structure, so he's done that, as well as measurements of the premises. And so if you would, just if you tell council, your process and what you've put together for us.
sure. The first thing that I was given a list of structures that were eyed for demolition, and went around the county and spoke with people whenever in the neighborhood, asked them about their neighboring property that was involved in this, and tried to get an understanding of what happened that led to it being so dilapidated, or in most cases abandoned, outright abandoned, in several cases boarded up. But try to get an understanding of the story behind what led to that so that we could include that in the property booklet. I also spoke with the County Planning Commission and their representatives who are requesting the data and who want to review the data, and ask them, what would you like? What are you expecting? They gave me a checklist for each property that I believe was 5 or 6 pages long. I think it was 5 pages long, each one. And they wanted the legal deed and the map book location, all the information about the legal location of the property, as well as the physical description of the property. Filled all of that out, and then operated at each property, went through and took measurements of the exterior, documenting the size of it to determine the square footage of each story, of porches, of just the total amount of junk that was on the property also. They wanted just an estimate of how much junk there would be, so that they can get a proper estimate from the company that they've contracted with to dispose of all that, to tear down the property and then to haul away the junk. So they wanted to be able to make a good cost estimate for each property. They also wanted photographs of every one of them. So I took extensive photographs. They demanded 5 minimum, but I took at least, I think the minimum that I ended up taking was 9, but in some cases I took upwards of 40. And I've got those on a cloud available for them. It depended on the structure, the size of it, the state of it, whether or not it's connected to power still, if there's still a drop coming, even if the meter is gone, if there's still a drop coming from the pole, it's going to need to be disconnected before they can take an excavator and tear it down, of course. So a lot of steps have to be taken to demolish a property, and this helps them understand the cost to demolish a property beforehand, so that when they're looking at it, hopefully having a wealth of information on this, they can make informed decisions, get an accurate cost estimate for each property in Marmet, and if at the end, after they've taken care of each community with whatever their commitments are, however they scale things and determine which property they're going to demolish in order, My hope is that they would look at it and say, you know what, all of these have been accurately estimated up to this point, and we've got an extra X number of dollars. And based on that, we can take care of, well, some of these properties in other communities may be more, we haven't been real solid on the estimates there. We're not really sure what we're dealing with without driving all the way to wherever this is to get another look at a property. But we can rest assured that these properties in Marmet have been properly documented.
Yep.
And maybe we can go ahead, we can pick 3 of them to get on our list to add on because they're proper and they're easily accessible. All we gotta do is just back a truck up to it, take an excavator, tear it down, load it, and it's done. And what we may have a few one-day jobs that are lower on our priority list, but we might be able to get them onto the list also. So that's the hope.
Great. Good work.
Thank you.
So what we have a portfolio of structures that we would like to submit. Scott, should I read the addresses or not?
Are they on the list for the unsafe buildings?
Correct.
That's a matter of public record.
Okay.
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 Have you got notice to the people yet?
Well, that would be, yeah, I was gonna, yeah, the next step would be to notice the people, you know, that we're going to proceed, right? And you,
I think I did notice.
okay,
I'll get actual legal notice before the.
okay.
Building commission.
Good deal. Yeah, and in fact, one of the primary properties that everyone's familiar with, I won't name any specifics, but we need to approach that in a different manner, a little bit of a different manner, and Mr. Humphries is assisting with that as well. That's okay, with health department and such. So that's going to take a little bit of a different route. So
I don't think it's illegal as it's
right.
Which
Which,
I would don't point out.
okay.
Let them know first by legal notice. Some people might want to fix it up, and probably some people can't wait till you tear it down.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
or at least like an opportunity.
No. Absolutely.
And none of them are people, well, that one, but that doesn't count, are people that are actually living in the homes besides that one, and that doesn't count. Yeah, and we know which one that is.
Yeah.
The entire town knows.
And we had a couple others that are occupied too that we did not know, so they'll need to be excluded or in some other means, you know, addressed, so.
I just wanted the public to know, we aren't kicking people out of their houses.
No,
That's not happening.
Yeah,
It's okay.
and for the ones that didn't hear Scott has advised us not to mention names and addresses until these people have been notified as a courtesy.
so we'll undertake that next, and, in the meantime, however, the agenda item is the resolution, approving the memorandum of understanding between the town and, the county. So I have a few copies here that I'll pass down so you can take a look, but this,
I want to put one in the thing.
yeah. This just affirms our, you know, relationship with Kanawha County and gives them the authority to proceed once, you know, all legalities are met. And rest assured that the county would take all appropriate steps and not move without adequate consent and from the town and making sure that all of our T's are crossed, I's are dotted. So this is literally, I think, the first step, though, that we need to approve in order to
Vicki, did you
become
need to see this?
part of the county's efforts.
Okay.
But I'll give you a few moments to take a look, and,
I can read it later, I was just reading it while you was talking.
no, you're fine.
I've got the.
Oh, the resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kinda looks like it's kinda standard.
It is, and I think this is probably the same program that was undertaken a few years ago.
Just amounts and dates changed, really. Did you need your extra copies back after we've looked at them?
No, that's okay.
I'll just put one, I wanna make sure I
Yeah,
got it in there.
we'll sign the one, and then we can make that part of the record, of course.
Do I need to read it?
And we have the resolution here that the recorder will read. Please.
A resolution of council approving a memorandum of understanding with the Kanawha County Commission for Demolition Services, where the town of Marmet and its residents would benefit from entering into a moratorium of understanding with the Kanawha County Commission to provide demolition services in the town of Marmet, And whereas the town of Marmet has negotiated a moratorium of understanding with the Kanawha County Commission to provide services for said demolition services. Now therefore it be hereby resolved by the mayor and the council of the town of Marmet, Kanawha County, West Virginia, that this council does hereby approve, authorize, and direct the execution of this agreement in accordance with the agreed terms. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall be effective upon passage by the town council.
Okay. Any questions or comments regarding the agreement between us and Kanawha County? Okay, in that case, do I have a motion to approve the resolution?
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion from Mr. McGee. Do I have a second?
I'll make a second.
Second from Ms. Long. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, and thanks, Rich and Brian, for all your work on this.
And the rest of the board.
Yeah, and
Yes,
the rest of the
and the
board.
rest of the board too.
And we'll,
Make sure you get them all in there.
well, sure.
Okay.
But anyway, this will put us in the queue for the process. So there's still work to be done, but we'll tackle that immediately with the public, or not the public, but the legal notices to the homeowners and resident owners and proceed from there. So, thank you. Next on the agenda is a resolution approving an MOU with the Canal Charleston Animal Shelter to provide expanded animal control services to the town of Marmet. Yeah, we don't actually have the MOU yet. This is, I wanted authorization to proceed. What I plan on doing, and I've contacted the Humane Association, but in order to work out the particulars with what I'm gonna call an enhanced service to the town of Marmet. Currently, the officers are on call if they are called for a particular situation. But what I would like to do is to work out an agreement with the shelter and the animal control officers to provide, I guess, patrols in Marmet for dogs and or cats. Cats to be, spayed or neutered if that need be, and then dogs that are running loose to be picked up and owner forced to redeem their pet at the shelter. I think this is probably the only way we're going to stop the fact that people let their pets run loose. So,
Officer Buttricks and I were discussing, the other day about, didn't, when we had the gentleman that was
Pee-wee.
Pee-wee, what was that arrangement?
Well, we paid $2,500. We were one of a bunch of municipalities in Upper Canal Valley paid $2,500 for that service. But that's no longer in effect.
Oh, but something we was just wondering, did the municipalities purchase that vehicle? Or is
Yeah,
it?
I have no idea. That's something that we can check on too. Of course, that would be fair.
Didn't Barbara Miller do something with the cats before or something?
Well, she knew a lady who had a grant at that time, so, of course, they might, hopefully they'll be starting back up, and I've gotta check the internet again, but they wasn't doing that, of course, during COVID.
Right.
But she knew a lady in Huntington who obtained a grant, and she had the cages and she had an agreement with a local vet down there to spade and neuter the animals and check them for like feline leukemia and things like that. It was all through a grant.
And we could have the language in there that, when effective, we could have the cat spayed and neutered. I mean, I know it's a big undertaking, but it could just be, not a standard procedure, but just a procedure at certain times, whenever it's in effect, whenever that process is in effect, because we have a grant or something of that nature. But as far as the dogs, this needs to be stopped. I mean, it is becoming worse and worse. So, but anyway, I can check on the vehicle. I mean, it would be quite old by now, but
We was just curious what happened to it.
maybe serviceable. But I would like, we could still join with the other municipalities, but I think if Marmet just undertook its own initiative to partner with them, they have one officer right now, so it would be a little while. Second officer is not on duty due to personal issues at the moment, so need to get that officer back on board, I'm sure, before they could spare someone to patrol. But I'd like to have a patrol in town, random times, random hours, so that no one becomes accustomed to when they're here, so that we can catch these animals and just take care of that issue. So I don't know what council would consider an appropriate amount to offer in the agreement, but all I'm really asking for is you're okay to proceed and talk to them and bring back the particulars to you at a near but future time.
I'll make a motion.
Yeah,
But we don't need the resolution yet.
No.
no, I think it'll be a good idea and let them see what we offer, because I mean, at this point, we don't know what would be a fair offer. It depends on, I guess, what services they can provide to us.
And how frequent,
Right,
So, yeah, all that needs to be worked out, but
right.
it occurred to me, we just need to do this. We just need to take it upon ourselves and
We
do
need
it.
something.
Yeah, we can definitely pursue that, and still if there's grants and things available, because
Sure.
I mean, we know whatever can what the shelter can provide, isn't going to take care of everything, but at least hopefully it'll be a help.
Yep. Well, let me take their temperature and see what they would consider fair
Okay,
and maybe a couple of options and bring those back to council, and,
sounds good.
okay.
So is,
So I had a motion from Councilperson Bass to do so.
Yes.
Do I have a second?
I'll make a second.
Second from Councilperson Long. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, Personnel Committee. We have a hiring facilities equipment manager. Councilperson Skeens, any comment? Okay. I guess what we should do is, take a recommendation, though, from the Personnel Committee. Anybody?
Yeah, I make a motion that we hire, Tommy
Okay.
he has a,
Browning,
Tommy Browning.
Okay.
Yeah.
or William Browning, William. Well, that's what I asked, I didn't know.
Okay.
Equipment manager.
Okay, and this would be full-time?
yes,
Okay. At rate of pay, I think we advertised 15?
yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'd like to thank everyone that, applied to that, but I think we do need someone in a full-time capacity, and there's no shortage of projects, for sure. And this position too, as, Tim did, can assist Brian with street department and some sanitation duties even. So I think it's a good hire, and I would be supportive of that for sure. Do I have a motion then to hire Tommy Browning?
I'll make a motion to hire William Tommy Browning.
Okay. I have a motion from Councilperson Skeens. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second, Councilperson Bass. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Next on the agenda is hiring street department summer help. Councilperson Skeens.
I make a motion that we hire John Stout for seasonal help
Okay.
so far.
So is that all you've got?
I have,
That was interested.
That was
Well-
interesting. You called a couple.
we called a couple, but I have, quite a few new applications.
Okay.
And we
Good.
need to get together this week, and, cause I'm sure we could have names, whether, can we set a meeting for today, just so we can
Sure.
get some, get them on?
Mhm.
I can't do Wednesday or Friday.
I'll be out of town the rest of the week, beginning Wednesday, so maybe Monday or,
Okay, I'll work,
okay, next Monday?
and to hopefully hire some people.
Okay, that's the 25th.
Yes.
Yes.
4:25 special meeting, okay. And I was sitting in, and we did contact others, and some we weren't clear because the applications, I think, we need to ensure that they fill them out completely. Maybe we could put a notice on there that incomplete applications will not be accepted or something like that, because,
I had it on there that they must do,
I know, it's true.
Taking 6 o'clock,
yeah.
That's
25th?
fine.
Okay. You make it, Michael?
I'll be here. And I think too, it's a good idea. I know Ruth mentioned it to put on the application about the job they're applying for. Because that was one thing we ran into in calling people was that they weren't interested in this job because they applied for this other job, but it didn't say that. So-
Some of them didn't, some of them put any, because it had, on my thing, it says,
Right.
what position are you applying
Right.
for?
Correct.
Right.
The form I made for the application.
Right. True.
I don't think it does on our actual applications we have.
It doesn't.
It does, oh,
No.
okay.
That's
I'll
what
fix that.
that's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't realize.
No, you're
I
fine.
was gonna say, yeah, if they applied for any, that's
Yeah.
typically what it means.
Yeah, but then when you call them, they're not interested in the summer help.
All right.
Correct.
Yeah, we could, on the application, does it have like interested in and then have full-time, part-time, provisional, or seasonal, you know what I mean?
No,
Circle what you like, or,
no, I have it, when they go to, like, on, because right now where I have it on is Facebook, they go to the Facebook thing and then it tells you, you need to go here to fill out the application. I still have some that haven't. But, then it shoots them to that, and from where, like, if they clicked on the seasonal help, it shoots them to the application,
oh,
and
okay,
so they're supposed to put in what they're, maybe I need to,
yeah. I know. Just so much you can do, really,
Sometimes
but,
it's just.
okay, and that's at $10 an hour, correct?
yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay. Let's see, I think I need a motion to hire, please.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion, Mr. McGee, do I have a second?
I second.
Second from Councilperson
Oh, I thought
Skeens.
she already motioned
Well,
for
I
it.
thought I did too.
Yeah, so Michael
you?
second.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, she
Michael.
did. Yeah, so we'll make Mike second.
Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay.
So I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Uh,
Opposed? Motion carries.
Can
So
you
we-
meet on, Thursday then, for interviews?
Yes.
This
Yes.
Thursday?
As long as you're cool with that.
But the mayor won't be here either.
Well, he doesn't need to be there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, well, that's why we're personnel committee.
Okay.
No, I wasn't being mean, it's just, I mean,
Yeah, I hear you.
that's not what I meant.
Well, that's not what you
promise
said.
that's not what I meant.
okay.
We'll show up Thursday. We'll show up Thursday and we'll do our best. huh?
Y'all are fine.
That's right, we'll be here.
Thanks, man.
Likewise, you're good.
and they got 90 days to prove themselves.
Okay, that sounds good. I appreciate that.
What
Okay.
time Thursday?
When BJ calls.
We'll get together, I gotta see when they can come in. I have at least three
That's good. So
for interviews.
And we
Three,
have-
maybe four, no,
No,
I'm
that was
just down to three.
we got 3 openings.
Okay.
We are gonna meet this Thursday, but who knows when.
Oh, okay.
3 works for me.
Okay,
Okay.
good deal. Moving on, finance, Mr. Townsend.
Oh, yes.
Moving right along.
Good evening, Mayor, Recorder, and Council.
City manager.
Okay.
The report I'm doing for tonight is through March of 2020, which is our 9th month, the end of the 3rd quarter for 2020. Starting with the balance sheet, as you can see, the checking account has $196,812. And then you have all the other funds. Basically, they all stayed the same except for some interest. Now, starting with the revenues and expenditures. For the month, the revenues were at $122,504, which was about $38,000 above from this time in 2021. And for the year, we're at 967,474,000, which is about 214,000 above last year. And the biggest increase over last year is on B&Os. And I did want to point out that this month we did have an insurance claim. I think that was on a police cruiser, right?
Correct.
Yes.
And then we had a small grant, which I think was for, did you say, renovation of the church?
Yeah, Chapel, Ebenezer.
Okay.
Yeah, for Ebenezer, yeah.
And that's basically, the rest of the revenues are basically normal revenues. Then for the expenditures in total, we had 178,000, just a little over 178,000 for the month, which was about 86,000 above last year. And for the total for the year, we've had 1.244 million, and that's about 244 above last year, where we were right at a million. Basically, the higher categories this year are police is about 37,000 above last year, and the streets and highways are about 160,000 above last year.
Yeah, and those are
But there's been
vehicles.
several projects and vehicles with that, so. Basically, everything else is running smooth. The town's in very good shape financially. Well, I'll take any questions if anybody has on specifics.
Did you have was there a typo on this, on the contributions? Had 13,006, and then down at the bottom had 13,001.
Oh, yes, there is.
I seen that and I thought,
Yep, I forgot to change it.
okay, so it should be the 6?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, there's $5 interest for the month.
Yeah, well, I figured it was a typo,
Yes.
some kind.
Thank you, sorry about that.
That's all right.
Yeah, and I was gonna mention on the contributions too, once we deposit the Ebenezer funds, we'll create, 2 separate lines at the bottom where you see the FEMA, ARPA, capital development. Well, we'll do the same thing for contributions to, separate the, fence, project from Ebenezer. So that
Okay.
we'll keep
Okay.
everything separate there, but
Okay.
but that's a BTI account, that's in the treasurer's office, so anything we receive here, we deposit in the general fund and transfer to BTI.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, because we'll probably need that separation sooner than later.
Yeah, I figure. Yeah, so it's ready to go, so we'll,
And just to add a couple side notes on financials, Mayor Brian and I are working on the Public Service Commission report, which is basically a report to the PSC about the finances for the sanitary board. We're meeting again tomorrow. We should be done, I would think, this week and have that submitted. It's due next week, so we'll be making the deadline. And also, Mayor and I will be getting together. We have the first reporting period for the ARPA funds that we have used from March of last year through the end of March this year. And that's an annual reporting period based on our size of the municipality. And we'll be submitting that before the end of the month too. So.
you heard anything about the second distribution?
I have not heard anything about the second distribution. I have asked several people that I know, and nobody seems to know anything. As soon as, hopefully maybe in May, we will have information on that. I think it was April of last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or around April or May.
April,
So
May.
hopefully, should be getting it soon, and I think it's another 180, what y'all get, 3?
We got, 570 total, so it'll be about 270.
270.
Of course, they increased the amount a little bit, there was some additional,
Yeah.
but, yeah, about 270.
About 270, 280
Yeah.
for this year, and then we'll have that too, which we're down to what, we're down, well, there's typo on that one too, 90,000. We're down to 90,000 on that one too, and I forgot to change that.
On
one,
which
but
ones? Oh, in the ARPA?
The ARPA funds was not balanced.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Missed
and-
that
and-
one too. So
That's a
that-
big one.
We had moved, what, so 75,000, Dave, on that one, so, yeah.
Yeah, and that one's your lost revenue ARPA. We've got two ARPA pools, and that's the lost revenue recovery funds. So those are a little more permissive for expenditures. We've got about, I don't know, 136,000 regular ARPA funds in City National. Something like that. So we're good, but we are expecting that other distribution, so. Appreciate it, Raj. Any questions for Roger? Okay, thanks.
you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Just appreciate we're in great shape.
Okay, next item is solicit for the 2019-2021 fiscal year audits. The state auditor contacted Ruth and subsequently myself. They, of course, completed the last audit for 2018, a single year. And they gave us an option to proceed with 2019 or go ahead with 3 years at the same time. And I think it would behoove us to do the 3-year audit, so they would audit 2019, 20, and 21 at the same time. I think that'll save us a little bit of money because they're already here and they'll go ahead and proceed with each subsequent year. But two, the biggest thing is it'll get us up to date. And I think we'd be much better financial position if we can show an audit that was within 12 months. So in the past we've had to wait because of COVID primarily for the auditors to catch up. But I think if we approve this, it would be a good move for us. And it will be a case where we have to solicit CPA firms to do this. The state has declined to do it for the next audit period, which is cheaper. They're usually cheaper than the state, but
Well, cool.
yeah.
That's,
But
Okay.
so we just need, I guess, approval. I don't even know if we need approval, but BJ or Ruth would need to post the solicitation in the legal wanteds, for probably 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then we can contact auditors from their approved list directly. So we can do that as well. But,
Okay.
can you just send me what I need to put in the?
Sure.
They have an approved list.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can send out to. In the past, most of the ones I send out to, you're only gonna get maybe 2 responses.
Yeah.
Especially locally, so, but I concur with Dave that you should do the 3 years and get caught up.
Yeah.
so. But
think it's
I just
good
wanted to
move.
add that.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, so
that works.
class 2 legal wouldn't cost us hardly anything, $28, $30, something like that, maybe.
I don't even think they charge.
They
last
may
time.
not, they may
I don't
not.
think they charged us for something, might have been for the Ebenezer stuff, we didn't have to
Oh,
pay
yeah.
for that, so it probably falls under that.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and take a motion on it anyway, so that we can do the 3-year versus the 1. I didn't.
I make a motion.
Okay, I have a motion from Councilperson Skeens. Do I have a second?
I'll
Second.
make a-
Second, Councilperson McGee. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks. We'll get on that right away. Next is a police department update. Tina Buttrick. Okay, thank you.
Well, since last council meeting, we had 121 CAG calls, 911 calls that came in, we answered. And those calls range from car crashes, check on well-beings. We actually had to run a couple of deceased unattended deaths. About 11 complaints, 14 disturbances. We served 6 domestic violence petitions. We opened up 5 criminal cases. We closed 4 of those. We made 7 arrests over the last month, and we served 6 domestic violence petitions. As far as we had 15 traffic stops and, investigations. Of our vehicles, I went to Turnpike 4 and got the Taurus back, which we're not going to fix it, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. The Crown Vics, both of those are out of service, no longer serving as police vehicles. The truck, I spoke to Rodney from Summersville. He's going to come and get it and restripe it probably this week. We're going to have the inside of it detailed, all the dog hair taken out of it, cleaned, and probably the inside of the cage will be repainted, I'm hoping. The Tahoe, per our agreement, they was going to fix the air conditioner. There's some high-pressure line issues with that, and they're still waiting on parts for that. Durango and Explorer is running fine. Nothing going on with those two cars. As far as the safety part of the vehicles, we're all good with that. Our new hire, Mr. Hoffman, he's still in the phase of completing his in-service. I have him scheduled for the 27th and the 28th at Montgomery Police Department to get his 16 hours in service. We're working on getting his 2 handgun qualifications. And then on the 29th of this month, he'll go before the Lepsis Committee to be recertified. And once that's done, he should be starting to work probably on about the 30th. That's all I have.
Check on the truck. I noticed there's a couple minor dents on the bottom rear quarter. If they're gonna paint something, they might touch that up too. If it's okay with council, to get it.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
It looked like it maybe hit a curb or something. I'm not sure.
That was a fence. That was.
Oh.
Yeah, I know who done that.
Okay.
It wasn't me, but I know who done it.
But I appreciate your work and everything. That sounds good.
For the next meeting, will you have a list of everything, you two, so we can, start getting this stuff auctioned off?
Oh, yeah,
So we can get that
absolutely.
approved for next month? And I'll get the gov deals and I know that one, I know y'all want, I'll get the full details and, so we can get it started, get it
Yeah,
approved next month, get it started.
I'm gonna grab some of the equipment out of the Taurus to put in the Tahoe.
Oh, yeah.
That to kind of save a little bit of money with the radios and such.
Oh, absolutely.
And I was asked by citizens to thank you specifically for the increased patrols. Appreciate that.
We're working the best we can.
Oh, I know you are.
Yeah, the citizens really,
Well, I
really been
think,
talking
I
about it.
think marking the Dodge up has helped a lot, with the stripes and the actual of the light bar, 'cause you can see it better during the daytime when we do traffic stops.
No, yeah. Any other questions?
No, that's the same note I got, just the visibility of the new scheme. And there's an elderly woman in specific that wanted me to personally thank you guys for, she sees the patrol is very active.
Oh, it's great.
And
I'm
she
glad to hear
appreciates it,
that.
so.
Yeah, up
Yeah,
on the
looking-
hill, they're seeing more police
That's
officers.
fabulous. That's great.
Proud to hear that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thanks. And I will say too, I heard the same thing about streets. I mean, honestly. So I love hearing the positive comments, so
That
I
means,
appreciate,
well, things are going good then.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Oh, yes, we'll be happy to take
I
the
need to get some
positive
pictures of
comments.
the, because I've been posting the
Along
stuff
with the
they've been doing on
complaints,
Facebook, like with the back truck and the little cute excavator. We need to name it. I need to get pictures of the cars
Okay.
and post them. I haven't posted those on Facebook yet.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get our in-house photographer to do this for us.
Yeah, and yeah, if anything is great going on in town
And
or
some-
here at City Hall or anything, I mean, pictures is great.
Okay, fair enough.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you. All right. Next, we have Parks and Rec Summer Park Program. Recorder phone tab.
This was last time we had the park, this is what we budgeted, well, not necessarily what we budget, what our expenditures are and what our donations were, so you know, so that maybe you can, come up with a budget or something,
Okay.
since it's on the meet, I mean, you don't have to tonight, but that is what our expenditures were the last time we had a, park program, and the $1,800 that we got from the county commission, which I thought maybe this year we could request 2,000.
How many kids did you have last time?
average 40 to 45 a day. The reason I ask is because, Marmot Elementary is going to be having, summer school this year. And it's from June 3rd to, June
29th.
29th. So I didn't know if that's gonna affect this, cause that'll be, I mean, it won't be all Marmot kids, cause there'll be Marmot kids, there'll be Chesapeake kids, and it might be a lot of them that would've been in this. I didn't know if we'd wanna move the, I mean, I don't know if we even can move the dates.
Moving into July, you're running into the Fourth of July holiday.
Get on the mic, cause I can't hear you. Please, please.
Yeah,
No, no,
yeah,
no,
we'll,
no.
we'll get comments.
Okay, if you run it into July, the one reason we didn't do that was right around people's vacations. Plus, in June, they're right out of school, all the parents have gotten the notifications. It's hard to notify all the kids of the upcoming program, get permission slips signed, get it to the adults when you have it that far after school lets out. I mean, I don't know how many kids you anticipate in a summer school program.
Right now, about 100.
Oh, okay.
I know at least 100.
You know, I mean, that's up to the governing body, but I know that one of the reasons we always did it right after school let out is because all the notifications go to the school, to the teachers, go out and they get to the parents' hands, then they know about it, they fill out the permission slips, because we have to have those back or they can't come. And, that's the reason we did it at that time.
Get out.
It's 8 to 2, just like a normal school day, Monday through Friday.
Now, the kids' last day is, this year's the 23rd.
Right.
May 23rd. May 23rd. I mean, I don't know if we'd want to start it or, it was just something I wanted to put in y'all's ear because of the, I don't know if that'll affect.
Right, it would affect it, I would say. But it's up to
Especially if
you
it's
all.
that
I mean,
many
we could,
kids in summer
we could
school.
try, I don't know if you could try something right before school goes by. I don't know.
Either that or.
June was
what-
always a perfect month for it just because of the way it ran with school letting
Either
out.
that or could we not like put together some kind of activity for them during, when that ends, and we just have like some big bash for them instead?
Or have it later on in the day. Of course, you don't want to go late.
No.
The
what
kids
was
gotta
the
be
time
dropped off by an adult and picked up, the little ones. So it's gonna be hard if you have somebody's gotta drop them off at 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
What's the time,
Right.
what's the time frame usually of that?
It's usually, I think, 9 to 2 or 9 to 1. It's only
Drop
4 or
off
5
is at
hours.
8:30 is what it was last time we done
Okay.
it.
And when it done by 1 or 2?
Yeah, when we went to the movies, we had to have them back here at 1:45, and
Okay.
parents were here by
2
2:05,
o'clock.
something like that.
Yeah. That's how it ran. I mean,
Yeah,
it's up to you all. I mean, we haven't had a big summer kickoff program in a long time. That went, Patty helped with that before, and that was wonderful. I mean, if you want to budget money for something like that instead, I don't know.
I mean, couldn't
I
we
mean, you
do
could
like
I don't
cone
know.
of ice or something at the
Well,
field, just have
Well, I mean,
something
we
like
can still
that?
have it. I don't know how many of the kids from around here are that would be, Chesapeake in there, that would be doing that. I think a lot of
I know
them are
last
similar.
year,
If you had it and you had 20 kids there, 25 kids, that's still 20 or 25 kids that
Right.
get fed every
Oh, yeah,
day.
yeah.
If
I
you go to an
suppose-
activity every day.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
maybe if we had some kind of big, like, kickoff summer bash right before summer school, so that way, if there's some of those kids in summer school, at least they have one nice activity. And, you know, if there's enough money allowing for it, still have the summer program, whether, it's like you said, if it's got
Well-
20, 25 kids, you know, at least those kids will have an
Still have-
activity,
still have
a snack, and it will help parents if they're working, and, you know, with childcare and.
We even had kids before that came from Canal City schools
Yeah.
for the summer program, which probably won't, do those attend summer school
No.
here too? No.
well, they do,
Well,
but
they
they
can,
go
it
to
just-
another facility.
It's usually, just like, elementary's on this side of the river, up this way.
I mean, we have a little bit of time to think about it, but you really need to know by May, because if you don't know by May what we're gonna decide to do, then you don't have the notifications that easily go out to the parents while the kids are still in school.
Well, I was
And
just
that's
thinking,
one
like,
of the
if we
key
started
things.
it earlier, like I was telling you, the last day of, the kid's last day
But
is
it runs
Monday.
4 to 6 weeks, so it still overlap with that.
Oh, I know, but at least,
Right.
you might, you know,
And you
that
get-
little bit, I was just,
Well, and we wait until usually after Memorial Day, because.
oh, yeah, yeah.
So you've
If
got
I
the
remember
holiday in
correctly,
there.
last year when we had it at Chesapeake, because my girls went, they had over 55 kids from Marmot that went to Chesapeake last year for the summer academy
Okay.
from Marmot, Hernshaw area.
I mean, we've got a little time to think about a plan. I know it's hard at this last minute. I didn't realize about summer school.
I've got the dates today, and that's why I wanted to tell you.
Francis, could you think of something that we might be able to do since it would overlap?
My mind's not working tonight, okay?
Yeah,
Give me
that's about the
tomorrow,
only
but
thing,
tonight's-
I mean, if there's enough
Or maybe we can
funds or
coordinate with Bill?
something, do one great big huge thing, but still have the summer program too, even if it has just a small amount of kids. At least, we did have one activity that captured a lot of kids
Right.
to, have some enjoyment.
Or
Right, and
maybe
we could
start
do
at
a number of
something.
things over the summer, because the county
Right.
commission's real good about paying, it pays usually for a lot, way more than half of what it cost to do the summer program last year.
Yeah, and it's a big understanding too with kids and stuff, glow parties and stuff is big hits. That's something maybe, we can even do on a Friday evening or something if there's nothing going on already at the rec or.
If the recreation committee could get together sometime between now and the next meeting, even if you had to have a special meeting, you could, come up with maybe some ideas and maybe something more definite.
Okay.
I mean, you all could decide tonight, but I don't know that you have enough information.
Yeah, I
we
would
just-
love to chaperone a glow party. I think that
What if
would
we
be a
just started
blast.
taking applications to see who would be interested, to see if we get enough interest in that? To see,
Well, here's the thing. Do you put that out there instead of them? It's hard for me to put out an application for the summer program, which I think is great, instead, to take them away from going to school.
right,
You see what I'm saying? I can't do that.
Right.
Can't do that. Because a lot of them need the school.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, their
So you're thinking
education's
they'll
more
choose the
important.
park program over the education.
Right.
sometimes I'm
We
afraid
don't
that
wanna
would.
we don't want them to make that choice.
Yes,
Right.
yes. There's,
I understand that.
Yeah,
well, there's not to say we could, you could work with the program
and
over
we also
there.
gotta look at, we're gonna have to have somebody to chaperone this program too, and that's
Yeah,
another
well,
thing.
Instead of trying to come up with that many ideas tonight, maybe we could schedule a recreation meeting. I'll attend it if you'd like, because I've worked with the park program before, and then we could come up with some ideas.
I might even see if the principals would come. Maybe we could even coordinate with and Chesapeake's principal too.
and even if some parents maybe possibly
I
could
think that
come.
would be a good idea. Just, we'll set up a date.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, and kind of hash it out and kind of maybe get a feel of the land and the temperature
I mean,
out there.
I'm sorry to throw that wrench or whatever that
no,
saying
It is
no,
what
I
it is.
I
But-
totally agree. 'Cause
But I wanted to,
Yeah, it is
I
what
wanted
it
to be
is.
successful, but I don't,
Yeah, but,
Then we'll just schedule a meeting.
Okay.
sounds good.
Okay, moving on. Discussion regarding replacement of stairs at the ball field concession stand. Councilperson Armentrout.
Yeah, it was brought to my attention from the kids down there playing the ball and some of the parents that the steps are really in need of repair, that they're really, really bad. They've been needing repairs for quite some time. The one girl did go in and ask someone that she knew that is in business. He did send me an estimate. She just snapshotted it and sent it to me today, so I'd have it tonight. But I told her we'd have to get that, it's a bid, with two other, but I did make sure that he was licensed and insured, and he is. So is that something we can do, get a couple more estimates, go from there to get that done? Or is it something that we could buy the things in the town do? I didn't know.
Well, they got a lot going on.
That's what I figured, so I,
That'd be
you know.
the guy back there.
Tommy,
there you go.
ADA.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, the step thing is nothing we need next week, or, they just said it needed done. They're afraid someone's gonna try to use them and have an accident and get hurt.
So that is something we could probably,
Yes.
You wanna let him look at it and see if it's something he feels like he can do before we actually get any bids on it? You wanna do that?
I think that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fine, and if it's to the point he's got too many projects and he can't handle it, we can, check about having it hired.
Okay.
Because we don't want nobody Cause that's a liability too,
It is.
you know, but yeah, the ADA, that's, you know, priority.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. No, I mean, you can't clean streets and do this and do, I mean, you can't,
Yeah, that's gotta be done. Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
I mean, I agree, but did anyone else get a letter from Vera?
Yep.
I swear it said the town hall was early voting.
It's early, but yeah, town halls
Early
are
voting.
early voting.
Yeah.
But
But
then,
wasn't that what that was for?
no,
it
that's,
told- Ours said what precinct we would.
Yeah,
we
would be
were, and it
moving
was
to
at
the
the rec
rec
building.
building.
yeah, the day of is at the rec.
Right.
The day
But-
of.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah. The day of. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cause early, anybody can early
Runs for
vote
10
here.
days.
at
I
Town
think it
Hall,
starts the
right.
27th of April and runs through, not that Saturday, but the next Saturday. So it'll be 2 Saturdays.
Two
And
Saturdays.
it's 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. Saturdays, it's 8 to 4, I believe it is.
Today
And I'll post it on the
Yeah,
thing
and
out
we'll
here.
put it on Facebook too.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, misunderstood. Next item then is a discussion regarding, let's see, benches or public tables at Jerry Lee McGee Park, Councilperson Armitage.
Well, we discussed this again, and of course, Ruth this evening said people called here, complain about that. We've got the new playground equipment down there, we've got a lot of kids coming to that. If you drive by there in the evening time, you see a lot of cars, parents bring their kids, a lot of kids just walk to it. But while the parents are there, there's basically no place for them to sit, you know, so they're wanting picnic tables, benches, something where the parents can sit there to watch their children play.
Yeah, and that's reasonable, cause I've heard about it too.
And Ruth gave me a book with the benches in there, they are quite expensive.
Is it the same one?
That's the same one. They're quite expensive, and I think Rich did some out at Bill Wells Park. Yeah, that has served the purpose. It looks good.
Probably didn't cost as much as what's in that book.
Cement that stuff down.
It'd be nice.
That with Rich, I mean, I think we should entertain that because I think it's cost efficient. They're put there very safely. People cannot pick them up, carry them off, destroy them.
Yeah, yeah, they've kind of made it kind of theft-proof because even if you sawed it off and tried to take it, it can't stand alone. So there's no sense in taking it.
So that might be something for us to look at. Let him maybe put us together an estimate, what it may cost to put some more of them there in the park. But I've looked through them and the park benches they're quite expensive there.
Right.
But at the same time, I mean, considering how much use they'll get, might be better to go ahead and use the better materials. I mean, not that, you know, we can get you better materials to do it. I don't, you know, whatever we gotta do.
Yeah, just as long as they can't be destroyed, can't be stolen.
Well, I was just thinking, long-term weathering and all this other stuff.
Yeah, the benches at Bill Wells Park is held up good.
They have.
I have to go look at them. I haven't seen them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the only thing basically, you know, that over time they've kind of failed to do is like what, treat the benches themselves and they're a little worn now and maybe some of the wood slabs need replaced. Yeah. Yeah, and it's 'cause, you know, they hadn't been treated.
Whenever you get a chance.
But how long has those benches been there by any chance? Okay,
I gotta go look at them.
Okay.
yeah, they're
Well, we definitely need something.
pretty much unstillable.
Maybe try to have something ready for vote for our next meeting.
Yeah, that would be good, 'cause, yeah,
Okay.
you know, 'cause otherwise parents are sitting out in their cars.
Okay.
Huh? All the benches have been there, all the benches have been there 10 years?
Oh, that he made?
Yeah,
Yeah, and they're still in good shape.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're the man. I didn't realize that they didn't. Wow, that's cool.
Okay.
He's actually turning red.
for now.
What they asked for, some picnic tables, and with that being said, and I know this is not on the agenda, but I was there Saturday night to go to the dance, and there were some people down there with a grill that had flames going. Is that allowed?
I don't think it is it?
It was right there beside the basketball court. And it was
I don't
brought to
think
my
so.
attention. I could smell it, but I was in a hurry, and somebody says, is that allowed? And I looked, and
I mean, at
you know,
Bill
I
Wells,
really
they
didn't know.
could on those, but not,
But they brought their own grills.
Well, those are
Yeah,
no longer
that's-
standing.
What?
Bill Wells.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what?
those are no longer standing.
Them grills.
Yeah,
are
but at
going.
least if they brought them, it made more sense. At least you can throw them in the river, you know, if it gets bad. I mean, but I can't imagine doing that with all the kids. There's not much room.
They were, actually cooking out with an open flame. I mean,
Yeah.
it was flaming. I'm sure it died down and just had the coals, but at that point in time, it was flaming.
That's,
And like I said, I didn't know if that was legal. I didn't know if that was something that's in the park rules.
Probably not.
I didn't know. I just told
do
them I
we
would check
have
on
park
it.
rules?
I don't think, really we do.
I don't think that's
We
ever
probably-
happened down there.
Yeah, I don't think.
That's the first I've ever heard of that, I think.
I think we need to get some park rules and get them
And
posted.
that's the reason I brought it up, because somebody has rented the rec building here in the near future, wonder if they could bring their grill there and do burger stuff on it to serve the people that's gonna be on the inside the rec building.
Probably not.
So, it's something you all need to discuss, and let me know which way you wanna go with it.
The only time I can remember people grilling in the park down there is for the summer program.
Right.
Like on the last day or so, they'd grill out for them.
Well, yeah, John, remember John?
Johnny would
had
do
that
it,
one
Johnny
time
would
when
do
they
it.
had the bicycles and stuff up there.
Because it was all the same day the fire
Yeah,
department would come down.
that bicycle rodeo.
Well, it was Saturday night, so.
Wow.
I don't know.
No, I agree on the picnic tables though. A big perk of that park when I was growing up was a picnic table there under the tree where people could sit in the shade, they could eat their lunch. You know, and I never understood why that was taken away, but that's a big perk to that park. I think it'd be great.
Yeah,
you
how
know.
many, what's the cheap one that closed?
Well, now wait, before you even go that far, there's several Bill Wells Park that it wouldn't hurt to take 2 or 3 of those, am I correct?
No, there's
We
being
could
destroyed
spare
down
us
there
from
anyways.
Bill Wells Park, because all those are not being used down there.
That's true, like on the farther end down and stuff. That's a better idea.
And
Yeah, at least for
that would
now.
solve the problem for right now.
Yeah, that's better.
Right.
much
Take a
better
few
idea.
of them, bring them up there, and,
And if they get stolen, at least we're not out any additional money. Cause that's been the problem. I think the ones that was put at the ball field and stuff, they all got stolen. And I think it's, you know, what happened to the one that was even at McGee Park, you know.
Well, at one, I'm in,
so he's gonna get a few, tomorrow
That makes
afternoon.
sense.
But,
Bring
but
up
later,
park,
if
it
we're
would
doing
help.
good benches, later on, if we, you know, arrange it, you know, put in good picnic tables, put those down that just can't be stolen.
Okay, that's good. Good temporary, and
Yeah.
work on it. Okay. Next is painting playground equipment, Councilperson Armentrout.
Well, if you notice the new equipment and then the old equipment, it's kind of, our old equipment needs paint really, really, really bad. I mean, it's just in bad shape, and it's been years. I think Ruth told me the last time that she did, I think maybe Patty was in on it. And it's been years back when y'all used to do a lot for the kids' recreation, that they painted the playground equipment. But it really needs it. I mean, the new equipment is so pretty, it's bright,
yeah.
all the bright colors, and the kids, they still play on the old stuff, but they're drawn to that new
Oh, yeah.
piece
Oh,
of
yeah.
equipment.
Right.
But, you know, to make the whole park look really nice, you know, it's just some paint.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure the town could afford to paint it,
Sure.
and, you know,
Speaking-
and honestly, I think if we asked for some volunteers, I really think we could get some volunteers out
Yeah,
there to
I
paint
do
it.
too.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I'll go
I
paint.
think we really do. I
I
think
can
if
do
we
that.
could do
Do
it,
the
set aside a
faces and-
Saturday,
I like
Yeah.
paint.
and I think we could get enough people to volunteer to come and to paint it.
Well, we could do it, some of it on the same day as the, later on in the day of the,
Cleanup maybe?
yeah,
That
that's
could
what
be.
I was thinking.
Speaking of that park, some of those swings need to be replaced. Some of them are broken.
Where, Bill?
No, at Jerry Lee
No.
McGee.
And I feel like the park police down there. The other day I went and had to ask the little boy not to do it. He was slinging them and throwing them over things and jumping on them and jerking them real hard. And, you know, and my little one, she sees me going and she hides her face like, oh no, here goes mom. But you know, when you see these kids doing this, tearing up things that we have worked hard
To
with money
replace.
to, I asked them nicely.
Yeah,
Please
cause they
do
don't
that,
realize, yeah, they
They
need to be told
realize
and
they-
taught.
They know because they go to school and they're told not to do that crap. They know, they darn well know better.
But most of them will shy away, and they will. They'll stop doing what they're doing, but
Till you
I
leave.
can only imagine what's going on when there's nobody there,
That's- yep.
so. But anyway, I said I'd just get me a badge. I felt like the park police up there every day, so. But that's gonna happen no matter where you're at.
Oh,
Kids
yeah.
will be kids, so.
But that falls on, we need park rules and also
Yeah.
liability type.
Yeah, true.
That's probably a liability thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good idea. Park rules.
yeah, park rules.
Okay. Next is a discussion regarding charging for use of rec building by a nonprofit for a fundraising yard sale. Councilperson Holly.
I got a phone call from a lady that she works with the Humane Society, and she rescues cats. She's a nonprofit, and people had given her a lot of things, in the past few months for like yard sale for a fundraiser. But she'd like to have it on the inside, and she wanted to know if we would charge her for that, to use the rec building for that, or would, because it was nonprofit, if she would be exempt, that she could rent it or use it for free of charge on a Saturday. And I explained to her she'd have to be out by 5. She said that would not be a problem. But I told her I'd have to bring it to you guys because I've never been asked that question. I don't know. So it's, like I said, there again, I'm just not sure what the rules and regulations is on that.
Yeah, I'm not
Any
quite
thoughts
sure.
on that, Scott? Looking at your glasses.
particular, except for this one, that everybody's the same, that building belongs to the town, belongs to the people. I'll say you can't not rent it, but I would be really,
Yeah, because everybody's gonna want it for that.
really above board and, cost- how you do that. If you ever rented a nonprofit before, probably can't make a difference one now, be my guess.
I don't know.
Never know.
Baseball and Little League stuff is also too.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
True.
But they're not using,
But see, and we
Where in
let
the
somebody use it to have that dinner,
oh.
Yeah.
and that-
remember?
Oh, that's
At
right.
Thanksgiving.
At church.
Yeah. It was actually
Yeah, I
Bill.
believe it
It
was.
was actually
Yeah.
Bill.
Mhm.
Bill actually was with them.
Or church or a,
It was called
Community.
Mountains of Hope, I think
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
Mountains of
yeah.
Hope.
yeah, we charged them.
We
No,
did?
we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Oh, we didn't?
No,
I thought we did.
no, Barry was,
I think it was free. I can find out to make sure.
It was.
Was
it
it
was,
free?
yeah, we didn't charge.
It's
Okay.
before I was doing this, but I thought it was for free.
Okay.
I personally wouldn't do it myself. It's just my assessment, I'm not saying you can't do it. But once you go down that road, every nonprofit gets free.
Yeah, everybody's gonna come and say, well, this is nonprofit, you know.
And I'm not saying it's not
Yeah.
a good thing to do or it's not a problem. Hey, let's deal with it. We're going to expect to.
Okay.
Yeah.
That Mountain of Hope was a little different, because it was a community dinner, and anybody could have eaten.
Yeah,
Right,
they
It
right.
weren't.
was a little bit
Right.
different.
Yeah, and they weren't making any money
they
off
weren't.
Yeah,
of it.
that's true.
It's free.
Yeah,
yeah.
because the meals they
Little
were
bit
handing out were free.
Well, it's kind of a big difference. They're trying to feed people and actually giving away food and
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
And they're trying to raise money.
money. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that is a big difference.
Unless,
So we
unless they
should
could take,
charge them.
I think we should.
I think
yeah,
so.
unless they could take care of a bunch of feral cats for us.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you know, maybe we could take care of this if you could take care of this problem we got. Maybe. We have some feral cats.
You could trade like that.
25 cats.
Would something like that be legal?
I heard you, but I wasn't thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
Can we do some trading? Is that legal?
No, because remember,
Everybody said no.
Wait.
No.
Don't go that route,
No.
Scott. We're talking about, cats.
Yeah,
Cats.
yeah, we was
Cats.
talking about, you know,
I'm the one that
taking care
usually
of
has the
feral
dirty mind,
cats.
and I haven't even gone there.
I didn't.
We offer them 25 cats and then they can use building.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you-
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but don't you remember when,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't you remember when Tardy was here and that one woman was making the coleslaw or something for the dances, and she was getting to run her little dance free, and she was charging people? And
Oh,
so
I
they
do.
were-
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And
It was chilly.
chili or, something,
It
so
was chilly.
I don't think we can barter and trade there.
Yeah. No, it just, I didn't kind of, but it was a thought, well, that could be a community service to us if they could do something for our feral cats.
That might be that might be different, I'm just,
Yeah.
if it was raising money for cats here,
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
but I don't know if she's from here.
Right. Oh, she was raising money for the Humane Society, but I said in lieu of rent, well, can you take care of
she's
some
going
feral
to.
cats?
All righty. Discussion regarding, let's see, contract removal,
Approval.
contract approval for
For the
Carnival
ball
over Memorial Day at the ball field.
Okay, I got the contract for the carnival at the ball field, and I gave a copy to Scott and a couple copies here. It's fairly simple. What we do have to decide on is whether we want to take a flat fee for them to come in, or do we want a 10% off the ticket sales? Now, how that 10% works is it's $1,000 guarantee, or 10% of the gross ticket income, whichever is greater. Or do we want a flat fee for them to come in? The flat fee is $3,000. So if the carnival comes in, they're gonna be here, I think, from Wednesday through Monday, which is Memorial Day. I believe it's 6 days. We can take a $3,000 flat fee. Or we can take 10% of the ticket sales.
But then we take the chance of it raining all 6 days and nobody
That's
coming
a
out.
chance you take.
Yeah, that's true. And now, how big is this? How many rides are there?
15.
They're bringing 15 rides.
Up to 15.
Up to 15.
But now, how many specifically? Because we've had contracts like this, and they come in and they only bring in 3 or 4, and it looks like half of the ball field's empty.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same guy brought in last year, which he did not know about the entry fee from last year with Gamble. But this is the same guy that got that carnival in, and that's what he does. He deals with carnivals, getting them contracts, getting them all that. It's not just, like what we use for Labor Day. It's, he deals with them, but he says up to 15. I think the reason they put up to 15, it depends on how much space you got.
Correct.
We've
Well,
got
they'll have the
enough
whole
space for the 15, whereas somebody may only have space for 8 or 9.
Oh, yeah, I understand it, but
So-
that's what I said, because we've had that in the past, and they only like bring 3 or 4, and it kind of looks,
That's
a little
because of Labor
sparse.
Day.
The contract last year was based on footage. That's why,
Okay.
that's why it goes up
Okay.
to 15. It's based on the footage that's available to them.
Right.
okay.
We can, yeah. And he told me, he said if there was anything we need to change on that or thing we'd like to add to, he also said if there's anything we are gonna have at the carnival as far as food or a fundraiser, he would like to discuss it with us and work out, he said they were easy to work with them, to permit that. You know, it's not like, you know,
No.
Now, there's a couple things I'd like to have put in it. Nope,
No.
no.
this is,
Fun
Fun Time Family Amusement.
Well, I got a question.
Yeah, I need to see the contract whenever
Pay-
you're done.
Pay $3,000 flat fee for set event plus $25 per game and $50 per food trailer. Okay, if we take the percentage, will we still get that, or
No,
would you get a
not-
percentage of the food trailer and a percentage of the games?
No. And if you take the percentage, it's $1,000 guarantee or 10% of the gross ticket income, whichever's greater. So if we take the percentage, we only get the gross of the ticket,
Okay,
okay?
okay.
Now with that, the 3,000 plus the food, that's if somebody comes in that doesn't normally travel with that carnival.
So it's $3,075, period. $50.25.
If they have more people come in, different trailers come in, it would be more than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It depends how many trailers would come in extra, that more than they would normally have. Which I think last year, was it not $3,000 flat fee?
It's
Yeah.
$3,000
Yeah.
flat fee. Something I'd like to add to it, because where we had some issue, I know it's a different company, but, have it stipulate that there isn't a charge. I know he said there won't be.
Yeah.
But I want it in the contract.
And
that there-
that's what he said. He said he does not have a problem putting that in
Put
the
that in,
contract.
and
He would
also,
put it in there.
I'd also want, cause they were supposed to be in the thing, and then it got changed, and it wasn't him, it wasn't his fault. Where they were supposed to make the field back to what it was, I want it, I know it says they'll clean up, I want the field back to, restored to.
Any damages?
Yeah.
Any damages, because he said that they would do it, and I'm not down on him, it's not him, it wasn't him at all, I talked to him, he showed up and Jay and I talked to him. It was the other carnival company, not him, but I just like it in the contract so
So,
that company knows.
We need to add that, put in here that there's no entry fee charge.
Right,
No,
no
And
entry
like that,
fee,
and he said he
entry-
would not have a problem with that.
and they'll take care of any damages actually done to the ball field.
Yeah, and
grass.
how would we put that, Scott, like damages to the ball field or, ball field as same as before, so, because last time that darn company, that, the contracts got switched. Or something like that, I mean.
You just put the language there that says the ball field shall be in the same condition
There you go.
as it was in on arrival, so that, or they forfeit, if they don't fix it, they forfeit some amount of the payment or whatever, when you do that.
Does
Because we
this
didn't bring
mean we
somebody
gotta
in
go
there with
and
a
put out
backhoe
coupon
and
post?
maybe a little bobcat.
Can we charge them a deposit fee?
Well, the thing of it is, when you start bringing heavy equipment in on that ball field, you're gonna get some damages.
Oh, I know that,
regardless.
I'm not talking about,
And then for rains, it's gonna be even worse.
well, it just, apparently last year, I didn't see it, but apparently there was a lot of stuff.
They said they were, but the people that stormed, the Liberty people, they took care of it.
I know, but I mean, I just, and like I said,
And I
that
understand
gentleman,
that.
I know
Does
the
that count
gentleman
the
you're talking about,
armbands too, or does that just
he's
count the
wonderful, I really liked him. And and like I said, it wasn't him, it just, they didn't put it back, and I'm not talking about just easy stuff to fix. There was some, bigger issues, weren't there? You remember?
A lot of ruts. And
Ruts.
it's the same thing when we have Labor Days.
Oh, I know that, that just needs to be fixed, and I know, Liberty fixes it, but
Ticket sales, does
they
that
shouldn't
count
have to.
armband sales too?
Yes,
Or
yes.
just the ticket sales?
No, it's armband,
armband.
anything's taken in at that ticket
Okay,
booth.
okay,
Now, this
okay.
particular carnival, they do advertise, they put up, like they did last year, the little thing. Now, that was the thing, he would bring that stuff to us, and it's up to us to actually get it distributed
Oh,
out.
it is.
And there'll be
Yeah.
$5 off, so the armbands would
Yeah,
be
it's not
$20 for the
big.
kids to ride. With that coupon, $5 off, they get $5 off, which is really a good deal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's better than what we get at
Yeah.
Labor Day.
And that's a ride all day, it's not a ride, it's not like, it's $20 for part of the day.
It's for the times they're open from 1 to whatever.
That's cool.
Yes.
I was
See,
gonna
you
ask the
guys
same
are
question.
Yeah.
from 1 to 4, and then you gotta buy another one.
Yeah, cause they did that
Yeah,
last
Yeah,
year,
they
all
have
the
Labor
thing.
Day.
No,
Right,
Myers
yeah.
does that.
Oh, is mine do that?
Yeah.
But that's cool if it's all day, that's all, and that's a good price, I like that the
Uh-huh.
price is in there.
Mhm.
We didn't
Yeah.
even ask about,
And I
that's
like
good
them to
price.
make sure that ball field looks full, it's got plenty of variety, that way as people are driving by
Especially for the
stuff, it
littler
will.
ones,
Yeah.
because
better have
we
a
had that
pearl
issue,
cake.
Francis and I both had that issue.
How can you have a carnival without a funnel cake?
But he is trying to work to get us a carnival for Labor Day, and so far it's not looking good. But I have came up with some different things. If we go with the one we went with in the past, I think he needs to come in here. We need to sit down and negotiate a contract that we're satisfied with. Not what
Yes,
he
I
wants,
agree.
but what we want. If he can't do it, so be it. So.
Okay.
So we need to decide what, flat fee or percentage?
Yes, right
I
now for
think we
this one,
need to
flat
take-
fee or percentage.
I think we need to take the percentage.
Last time we took the flat fee.
We
and
went
I think-
flat fee last time and it bit us.
Yeah. It
Now-
did.
Thought what it is. We're talking, what, 6 days?
Mhm.
And that thing was packed
Yeah.
every day, even when it rained, there was
Yeah.
people down there.
Yeah. I think
Um,
we need to take the percentage.
I'm
You
gonna tell you
know.
my thoughts on that, and the reason I say go the percentage is because this gentleman kept pushing. He kept pushing the
the
flat
let-
fee, so, and he's out to make money. So if he's pushing mentioned that flat fee, that's telling me, now wait a minute here.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I thought the percentage,
Yeah, I think we need to
you
take
know,
the percentage.
6 days, you know,
Yeah.
Well, and in the worst case scenario, I mean, we definitely gonna have 1,000. I mean,
that's right. The least we can walk away with 1,000 if it rains every day and nobody shows up,
right.
so.
If they don't get even one patron, which that won't be, but, I mean, in worst case scenario, I mean,
So what are y'all thoughts, flat fee or the,
No.
I say we go with the percentage.
Yeah,
and
well,
just take our, and just
and then I'll
gamble
have
it.
these two things entered in on the new contract. Have them
Right.
Get me a new contract up and then we can sign it.
Yeah, yeah, 'cause we're having that meeting Monday. The 25th, if he can have it ready by then.
What is
I'm
the
sure he can.
10%? What is the percentage?
Percentage is 10%. That's what he wrote out for me right there.
You need a motion?
I didn't see it in here, I didn't think.
No, that's, he'll
and
put
tomorrow's
it in there if
meeting's
that's
at
what we
6
want.
too, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
all right,
That should be.
I think we ought, I think we ought.
Motion?
just keep it all straight
I don't
ahead.
think we do, because we're gonna bring it back,
Cause we gotta have
Oh,
a
yeah.
contract.
the contract.
Yeah, we don't actually have a contract.
Well, Francis, whenever you talk to them, can you ask them about how many kiddie rides they're gonna actually have for
Sure,
the
he
smaller
can,
kids?
yeah.
Because we ran into that issue with the last carnival to where Liv and mine and a couple other smaller kids couldn't ride.
That's the one kid's here at Labor Day that only
Yeah.
has 6 or 8 rides total.
Right,
That's the reason I'm saying, I think if we go with him, we need to bring him in here and tell him what we want.
yeah.
Oh,
You know,
I
if he wants
agree.
to come here and make money off of us, then we're gonna get what we want, because he didn't hold up the contract last year.
No.
And there should be some consequences if he don't hold up. If he does not hold up his end of the contract, then he owes us.
Yes.
Well, and we had some issue with some of the people that worked there too, and I was not a happy camper.
Yeah, so, that's the reason I said I'll get with him tomorrow, see if he's got anybody for Labor Day. If not, then we'll pursue the other guy, okay?
Okay,
We'll go that route.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, sounds good. Next item is Labor Day fireworks, Councilperson McGee.
Yes, I'm gonna turn that over to my fireworks man, David Dunlap, who's got the numbers. You know, we're coming up on we're basically it's time of the year where we do the contract with Zambelli Fireworks. And normally, the town does 650 shots, I believe it's for $5,500. And with the contract with them, they allow us to cut it in half, pay the first half in the spring, and then the second half anytime really for the show. So that's how, correct. But,
okay.
Dave, go ahead, 'cause I know you got some numbers that I don't have.
650 for 5,500?
Yeah.
Correct.
They, kind of been talking with them for the last couple of weeks. They, have had a major increase in the fireworks due to shipping costs from overseas. Their labor rates that went up.
I knew that was
The manufacturing cost is up 20%. So this is what they gave me. If we stay with our standard 650, like we have been for the last 19,000 years.
Correct, yeah, forever. Yeah.
Okay, the cost is going to be $9,000.
Jesus
Wow,
Christ.
it really went up.
Yep. If
Wow.
we increase that to 850, it'll be 11,000. If we do 1,000 shots, it'll be 14,000. Those are the three I got, and because I was going to propose to try to like increase it a little bit, but I didn't know it was going to be this.
Right.
650 for 9,
expensive.
and what was the next one?
It was for 650 shots. It's
9,
It raised to
9,000.
right?
For 850, it's 11,000, and for 1,000, it's 14,000.
Any other vendors out there? I mean,
They are vendors, but I've talked to the lady that I used to deal with that worked in Zambelli. She went to a place called Starfire, and it's up in the same, but they're going to endure the same cost, the same delivery, and there's no guarantee that it will be delivered on Labor Day. That's the only thing. We've done Zambelli's for years, and
They're the biggest one in the.
yeah, and they've always did us right, and the fireworks are really good, but.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, I seen the numbers, my jaw just hit the floor, but I had to come and give them to you.
So they almost doubled.
Almost, yeah. I mean, we did 850 last year. The fire department kicked in some money. I think it was $2,000 last year too.
$2,000.
Right? Yeah, so we paid $7,500 for a $850 show last year. So it's an increase of $1,500. Roughly about 20%. So
It's my understanding what the fire chief will be kicking in again this
Right,
time.
I just didn't wanna guarantee that money, so.
Oh,
I
I'm
didn't
not,
wanna-
yeah, my understanding is.
Yeah, from my understanding, we're
plan.
kicking another $2,000 this
Yeah.
year, so that would help out, but,
It's
You know.
still, if we'd kept the 850, it'd be
yeah,
9
it'd be
grand
11
on our
grand,
end.
so you talking about it'd be
9 grand.
9
Be
grand.
9
yeah.
grand on our end.
Yeah.
9 grand for 850.
Yeah, which is what we had last year.
Is that, okay.
That's what we had last year,
Eight-
that's what we did, 850 was what we did last year, cause the fire department kicked in the extra 200, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause we hate to do a smaller show, but. Ooh.
And I put this on here like this for us, really, if I had the numbers to pick one, and then I know Scott, we always do a resolution to approve the money figure, but, I didn't anticipate
Yeah.
that kind of an increase. I know you didn't either.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe we can do some fundraising or something to try to get maybe some businesses to donate some money or something. I don't know what all transpires on the back end of that. I mean,
Can you chime in on that?
Yeah, I just know ourselves, ourselves can't
we
solicit for
can't
money.
do that, but you can.
I mean, the community fire department.
Yeah.
Right, it's just we can't solicit for money.
Can we donate our help to them though? Okay, so we can donate our help to you.
that's a lot of work, you know.
Oh, I know it is.
I'm doing a lot of work as it is behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah,
you
I
know.
just
Yeah,
know,
that's
but
a lot
it's just,
more.
we're
Yeah,
not
that's a
allowed
lot more
to.
than I
Yeah.
don't even have time to even.
Oh, I
do.
understand that, it's just on our end, we're not allowed to solicit for
Right,
money.
but I just don't know how else you're gonna come up with I mean, I know it's an increase, but.
How much do we get from, fairs and festivals?
Are they increased? Okay.
It's 3,000.
Maybe this can be like a talk to Bill type thing and see what he comes up with down there, Francis.
Huh?
Talk to Bill. He likes doing that
I mean,
kind of stuff.
the good thing is you don't have to come up with the money all at once. You come up with half of
Yeah.
it down and half of it.
And it's gotta be what, when do they gotta have it by,
It's
end of
usually
end of
by-
April?
Anytime in spring,
Yeah, in the
springtime.
spring, April, May-ish, sometime in that time.
I think last year may have even been June.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
as long
just-
as we pay it all by the time we shoot, they're
Yeah.
happy with that. We'll get in contract with them and then go from there.
Well, do we, go ahead, Deb, no, go ahead.
If I'm not mistaken, I thought that when Turnpike Ford was Turnpike Ford, I thought they kicked in. Oh, I don't know how much, but I thought they kicked in some
You know, I thought they did too.
on the
because-
fireworks.
They have before, yeah, but
Yeah.
of course it's Todd Judy now, so I don't know.
Todd Judy, he seems to contribute to a lot of things.
Yes.
You know, so maybe we need to talk to Todd Judy.
Somebody, not us.
Not
Oh,
us.
we can't do that?
No.
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 you can't.
Okay.
Yeah. Somebody can talk to Todd Judy, it's just we can't.
Huh? Huh,
Well,
huh. Scratch that idea.
well, if we're going from 5,500 to 9 flat, do we want to stick with 650?
What does that give us, like a 15, 20-minute show? What does that give us?
Same as always, 20-minute show.
Yeah, but yeah, it depends.
We had a half-hour show last year.
Is
Right,
it
you
30
done
minutes?
850,
Yeah.
right?
Huh?
Yeah.
You done 850 last year?
Yeah, we did 850 last year, and we had a 30-minute show, which was a pretty decent show, I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
was.
Oh,
Yeah, there
it
was a lot of good compliments
It was
for
good.
it, so.
So,
Well, let me ask, are we
And-
taking money off the
I know I would
metal
too.
down there?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
To
not
go
gonna look good.
with that?
Wonder how
Does
much.
anybody know
That's
how much?
talking about.
That's what I was gonna say, if we're cleaning up the town, maybe that will go up and help some
What is it?
also. We're getting all the metal.
I know that.
And if
Oh, it's
we're
gotta
gonna
be- that's
clean
a
up the
line
town,
item,
get it
and I
cleaned
don't
up,
have it on
that's a
here.
good possibility.
Do
maybe
we have
it'll
time
go
to
up.
think about this?
Not a
You-
lot
Yeah,
of time.
yeah, some.
yeah, it's not, I mean,
No, I
there's
just,
not a,
yeah.
I just wanted to bring you the numbers. Y'all
Okay.
can discuss what you
Correct.
want, and
I
whenever,
I think,
just let me know, and I can get the
Well,
It
contract.
was over
Made
My,
up.
my mind's going over here, so just need to know if we
yeah,
got some
I'm
time.
thinking if we can swing
Didn't
it,
know
we
if it
need
was
to,
on here or not.
you know, to keep the same show that we had last year,
Yeah.
cause I'd hate to
Yeah.
have to backtrack backwards.
Yeah, 'cause
But
wouldn't-
that,
so
but
wouldn't be great.
understand that's with $2,000 from the fire
Labor
department,
Day
so we're
revenues?
looking at
Yeah.
We're still
only
looking
coming
at
up with
9
nine.
grand.
9 for
Yeah.
ourselves, and of course, we'll still get
Fairs.
3 from the county
So that's
commission,
what we
so
have
that,
right now.
six.
So now you're needing 6 grand, so.
Yeah, it's slowly
we can
coming
work
down.
with
Do we
this,
use
guys.
that
yeah,
for
I
anything
think we
else?
can.
Yeah, we can
For
work
Labor
with
Day?
this.
Yeah.
Just general expenses.
just-
I mean, when he just sent me
earmark it
this
for,
like 20 minutes
for
ago, and
fireworks. That'd be
I
We
told him I
have-
needed it for a
Yeah.
council member, or meeting
Um,
tonight.
We, in the Labor Day, the fund from that stuff, we have, $6,237 in that account right now.
Okay, and if the town gives us three, I mean, not
The
the town,
county
but
The
commission.
county.
the county gives us three, the
That's
the fire
nine.
department gets two, is five, we only needed six. So we'd have enough for it.
I think we,
Shoot, you
know,
should go up to 1,000 and get to 14,000 then. I mean, you got the money.
She's dropping from the sky.
Is it
Yeah.
well, we're gonna make
We
the
are
fundraise for
upselling
that.
here.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm trying, okay? It's just more work for me, so it
Look,
don't matter
if
whether
we
we go.
do that-
That's what I was gonna say.
You
It's
better
more,
get the
yeah, it's more work for
fundraisers
us.
going.
Yeah, you gotta dedicate some time over here.
That weekend is my whole time I dedicate, including I take off work,
Yes.
so I'll actually lose money by doing that.
And then
so.
another,
9,000.
and another three from we'll get another three this year from the
I
parish?
think it's included in.
Already in
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Okay,
I tell you what, when we meet again, what, Monday?
yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to solidify the figures? See
Yeah.
what we're
can we
looking
get some
at and then
time
come
to
back
think about
Monday?
this?
Yeah,
Can we do
I
that?
think we ought to try to go for it.
Let me check the revenue line, see what's in
Yeah,
there.
Yeah. Yeah, this one,
Yeah, we may not be able to afford to increase it, but at least try to keep it the same as last year. Cause there was a lot of compliments, people, liked having a 30-minute show.
Yeah, let's do that. Check it. Check it and report back Monday.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
Good deal.
Thanks, Dave.
You're
yeah,
welcome.
we definitely
sir.
appreciate the
Thank you.
info, even though it was like a punch to the gut.
Well, I know it was much they broke it down to what it cost that they inquired the whole time.
What-
Insurance went up,
and,
shipping.
and from overseas and everything, yeah.
Well, I
COVID's
kinda-
killed everybody on shipping.
Yeah,
Well, I kind of figured that was gonna happen because, groceries and everything else has went up.
Next year may be decreased because all this stuff may go away and
Yeah.
maybe it may go back down, so I can't.
They ain't
Right,
gonna
yeah,
make their
nobody can
prices go
guarantee
back
that.
down. They got people paying it, come on.
Well, that's
You know what I mean?
But everything else is going up.
I know, oh, I know,
Yeah.
I know, but, thank you, David.
You're welcome.
Okay, next
buddy.
is fees, deposit, contract / policies regarding Ebenezer Chapel. Councilperson Law.
Yes, let's see, it was on April the 9th, I was invited to, give a presentation to the Daughters of the American Revolution, regarding Ebenezer Chapel, and, it's kind of, brought in some, traction in with it, and, we have, why I brought this, because we need to kind of start discussing this. There's a lady that's already wanting to rent the chapel for a June the 18th wedding, and her son was married in that chapel quite a few years ago, so she knows the size of it. And there is someone else that's wanting to rent it on December the 23rd because they are a direct descendant of Leonard Morris, and they want to renew their vows for their 50th wedding anniversary. So we're starting to get some interest in people wanting to rent it, and the Daughters of the American Revolution also would like to do a walkthrough after the inside is finished, because they owned the chapel like in the late 30s, early 40s before they sold it to Marmot Christian Church. The Leonard Morris chapter was wanting to use it as their headquarters, and they was going to turn it into a museum, but of course it never did materialize. And Marmot Christian Church is also wanting to hold a service. This is nothing that we necessarily have to decide tonight, but we need to start discussing what are we going to put in a contract, how much of a deposit, how much we're going to start charging for rentals, and that kind of thing, just all the logistics of it. So that's why I was bringing it, because we already have somebody already wanting it for June the 18th. And they're gonna need, enough time to know that, are they gonna be able to get to church or not?
Sure, we can have it ready by then.
Yeah, Rich, by any chance, do you have like an ETA of when the inside will be kinda done? Oh, okay. Well, I knew that, but I mean. Okay, but But if we, set up all of this on this end, are you confident the church will be ready by June the 18th? Because I mean, 'cause she's wanting
He
them.
asked the boss said yes.
What are you looking at Patty for?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, and I know Marmot Women's Club, I was gonna bring this, to you guys too. They was wanting to, put some, plant some flowers and things on the outside of the church and stuff. That was gonna be kind of their donation. And that day, some of the ladies just gave, and so, that money I've already brought to Ruth to go in that Ebenezer Fund. And Daughters of the American Revolution, they're also probably going to be giving us a donation to go in to that fund for Ebenezer Chapel as well. But I know like some of the stuff that we had kind of discussed at first, is maybe possibly having a heftier deposit just in case the church is, not returned back to us in the condition it was gave, but maybe, but in a way myself, and it's just me talking, have at least the rental kind of affordable, because, that's why we're, restored the church, is so the public can, enjoy it. So I myself was thinking about a reasonable, rental rate, but maybe a hefty deposit just in case it is damaged. And of course, Scott, we wanted to coordinate with you, what kind of things do we actually need in the contract and, things like that, something maybe possibly that you could be able to draw up.
Just a rental agreement.
Pretty much, and we wanted to make sure, Ebenezer is not, damaged or anything like that, and that's the reason to keep for the deposit. And of course, I didn't know if there needed to be anything in it, because, the church probably correct, Rich? Yeah, so, we might I don't know if we have to put anything like that in it, and it's not ADA compliant, but it's a historical landmark, so, we can't take away from the historic aspect of it either, so things like that, I didn't know if they needed to be in the contract too, just to kind of protect us.
Where that historical building maintains historical characteristics.
Yeah, and so like I said, we'll kind of need it, like I said, for lease right now, it seems like the soonest event that we may have coming is June the 18th. So, of course, all that will need to be taken care of prior, so it will be a wedding, so it might be the church's first wedding after its reopening. So I wanted to kind of bring that, to the table. And when it is ready or something, I don't know how you guys feel, or something, maybe having some kind of like rededication or something for the church, even if we got to hold it at the rec, because there's no way we can invite the whole town for, something at the church.
Do something.
Yeah, and of course, I know previously, even in last administration, we discussed letting the schools use it free, and the churches, we just ask for a donation, but if you're not that, we, would charge a rental fee. Is that going to be okay, Scott? Oh, okay.
So what are you looking at? What kind of fee are you looking at?
Well, I was kind of maybe thinking of maybe like a rental fee of, because it's so small, maybe like 50 or 75, but maybe make like a $200 or $250 deposit. What do you guys think? And then, of course, the rental fee itself, we're not going to keep that money. We'll make that clear, because we initially set up a separate fund. So any money that we earn off of the rentals is going to actually go for maintaining the church. And that's the only purpose for it. Anything, whatever Ebenezer Chapel needs, the money off the rentals is going to, because that was one of our things with the grant agreement, for restoring the building, is how we're going to keep it maintained. And so,
we'll only
At
keep,
least 100. At
Okay.
least, maybe more. It's
Okay.
historical. They really wanted, if they're all about getting it, go pay.
okay.
I'd say at least a 100, if not more, because of,
Well, and that's why I said I wanted to kind of just bring it here to the
Yeah.
group, because I've never, charged, of course, I know it's tiny too, so,
but it's.
It's
yeah.
also old,
right, it is.
Well,
but it needs to be hefty.
That's why,
Yeah.
maybe even go 200, but simply because, if they're wanting it there, there is a reason and they're singling it out and it's,
Right,
it's a big deal if you're gonna rent it. And then have a large,
200 might be a little high.
because it's a tiny little place. I
Right,
mean,
that's
I've
what I'm
been on the
saying.
inside
That's why
of
I'm saying that might be a little high.
it. Yeah,
I think it'd be a good idea you keep it in the ballpark of your other rental fees around the town.
Yeah.
yeah.
That
the
way
rent's
you
what,
have,
100 or 150?
150.
Huh?
You got, it's 150 because you get that 50 back.
I say we do it at 150 and they gotta pay 200 and they get their 50 back.
Well, they'll get the whole deposit back. We're not keeping none of the deposit unless it's damaged.
Well, I know, but I'm talking at least 150 to rent it. Hey, throw it out and see what sticks. If somebody pays it, then we keep it.
Is that a motion?
I'm at for 100, I mean, like,
I think, I don't know, for me, I think,
alright,
of course, I don't know. I think I'm comfortable with 100.
Yeah, I'd feel comfortable at 100.
Is that a motion?
Yeah, for the rental, now,
The only motion I got is let's go.
100,
All right, I make a motion for 100 so we can get out of here.
for the
Okay,
rental,
I've
now,
got-
how much for deposits?
100.
100.
100 and 100.
100,
Yeah.
100.
Okay,
And I've got the motion from Councilperson Bass. Do I have a
Yeah.
second?
I second.
I've got a second. Councilperson Skeens, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And Scott's gonna work on the contract?
Sounds like.
is that, okay, good, okay. And I'll call that lady back if it's okay with council and let her know that her June the 18th wedding is on.
You got a rental agreement?
We do.
You do?
Ruth can get that to you. Yes, I got one this past weekend.
Yeah, and of course, like I say, definitely Ebenezer's not ADA compliant. And there's no water, there's no bathrooms,
Actually, I got that rental agreement in my car.
so we need to, cover our butts on that end.
Yep, that's fine.
All in favor?
Oh, we got it.
We done done
We're
that.
good, BJ, we're ready to go.
Just roll on,
Okay.
let's roll.
Next on the agenda is good and welfare of council.
Nothing, it's roll.
I just wanted to add that I did the Easter egg sale for the fence, and we cleared $1,015.
Wow.
Great.
So
That's awesome.
I made a lot of Easter eggs, sold a lot of them,
Thank you,
and,
Francis.
I donated a lot
Thank
for
you.
Tom.
but I didn't add up all the money until the last ones was sold, and, it was $1,015, but $10 that people just gave donate. I've got somebody coming into the restaurant every so often, and they just put a tag on ball field fence, and it's a $5 donation. I've gotten
great.
a few times, so, but anyway, that's another $1,000 to a fence.
So what we got up to on our fence?
Thanks.
I'd have to add it, cause most of it's been deposited, it's the only thing's not been.
Okay.
Great, good news. Any other comments?
town cleanup is April 30th at 9 a.m.
Okay.
If you're interested in attending, helping out, etc., contact Barbara Miller.
And
Meet
Don't
at- meet-
provide, she'll have the gloves and garbage bags,
Yes,
is that right?
yes, you bring your own picker.
Meet at the ball field.
Yeah,
Is that where we're meeting?
9 a.m. at the ball field.
Sorry, I interrupted, I'm sorry.
At the soccer field.
Yes. Right.
Oh, it's the soccer field, not
tell
the
them
ball
that too?
field.
No, they're meeting at
Yeah,
the ball.
street department will
okay.
be
His
stationed
trucks
over
will
at
be
the
at the
soccer
soccer
field with
field.
the trucks. That's where about the trash the last time.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Good.
You come out and do a little bit of community service for a couple hours.
Good deal.
I'm
Any,
hoping for
any other
more.
comments? All right, good and welfare of the public?
Yeah, I didn't bring my phone tonight, so somebody will need to check Facebook. I forgot it at home.
I don't have it.
I'm looking, hold on. I'm not seeing anything there.
Nothing?
Not seeing anything,
Oh, excuse me.
no comments on, YouTube, so we're good.
A motion to adjourn?
I make a motion.
We're adjourned.
I second it, let's go.
And we third.
Good night.
Oh, remember, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock,
Yes.
For what?
quick
Levy
special
rate
meeting for levy rate.
Oh.
I'm glad you said that.
I'm sorry.
Oh. Levy rate, it take about 5 minutes.